Welcome back to 1834 Restoration House. In today's episode, we make a return trip back to the white plantation house, and we take a lot of still photos of the outside and the inside. Now, we've shown you the good, we've shown you the pretty. Today, we're going to show you the bad and the ugly. We're going to show you what really is involved in restoring this house. The porches on this house have significant water damage. Here you can see bracing which was added to stabilize it and keep it from falling down. In this image, you can see some serious sagging going on right there. We're going to see several examples of where water has gotten into porches and destroyed the wood underneath. Here's part of an old circular driveway that's buried under leaves and debris. The expansive grounds are going to need a lot of cleanup. Here we see rotten wood, a missing shutter, and a broken downspout. It's very possible that this had integrated gutters at one time, and that failed, which caused the water to get into places where it shouldn't have been. Rotten wood and rusted out tin ceilings makes for a really scary sight. Somebody had the good sense to install bracing to prevent further collapse. Here we see broken down brickwork and overgrowth. Rust has eaten away at the historic tin ceiling, revealing the wood structure up above. When the paint fails, rot will soon set in. This is a scene that can make anybody sad. The column shown here is too far gone to save and will require a full replacement. In this close-up, you can see an attempted repair that was made some years ago. There's plywood on top and other pieces of wood cobbled in there. But most importantly, look at this sheet metal. The sheet metal failed, it rusted through, and so somebody put a mesh over it and then attempted to rebuild it with plaster or fiberglass or something, but the repair didn't hold. Here is another porch, which also is suffering from severe rot. Here is a piece of corner board that fell off. Nature has a way of taking over, so there's going to be a lot of work to clean that up. Here's another piece of corner trim that's rotten. Out there in the brush, we find remnants of lives that used to be lived. This could be a doghouse or perhaps a chicken coop. Some creative plumbing was installed in this house. You can see here the damage which was caused by the failed downspout. In this wide shot, you can see the rusty tin roof, which probably has leaks in it, and you can also see a set of stairs which have been up there for a long time and were quite sketchy. Failed gutters quickly lead to rotten wood. Check out this creative drain pipe here which spills water all over the siding. Right here and below. The concrete doesn't look too bad, but could certainly use a good cleaning. Here's another rotten column. It may require replacement or could possibly be repaired. Here's an interesting scene with repaired brickwork, a door that was converted to a window, and some creative plumbing applied to the outside. And the old tin roof. Some of the wood under the eaves has become detached and is literally falling off. Did the roof fail and crush the brick walls? Or did the brick walls fail and pull down the roof? At one time, this would have been a nice place to sit and watch the world go by. But today, is it safe to walk on? I wasn't about to find out. Here's the old cooking chimney. It looks like it needs a little bit of repointing. This room here was once the outdoor kitchen, has now been adapted to modern use. One can only speculate what happened here. These stairs, which were likely added as a fire escape, don't have any protective coating on them and probably won't last much longer. There's some strange pipage going on down there. There is a possibility that these balustrades could be cleaned up and repainted. More wood under the eaves is falling off. There's nothing here that a chainsaw and a tractor can't fix. Here's more rotten wood that has to be replaced. I just want to take a moment and say how important it is that you keep the water out of your house structure. If you have a roof that's failing, get it fixed. If you have gutters that are failing, get it fixed. Make sure that they're clean every year. You have to keep the water out of your house structure, otherwise this is what's going to happen. It's also important to make sure your paint and caulking is in good condition. But when it comes to bricks, never paint bricks or mortar. Painting bricks and mortar seals in the moisture, and it has nowhere to go, and so it stays inside and causes problems, and if it freezes, could cause the bricks to blow out. The glue joints at the base of this column have delaminated. This old shed could be restored, but first you have to get to it. This wall may collapse in the near future. There is evidence of previous repair work done to the tin. This temporary bracing is the only thing holding this section up. Here is a small collection of outbuildings. And the remnants of a vegetable garden. There are 2 furnaces with air handlers and 2 condensing units. Right next to the house is an old brick structure which is sunk deep into the ground. I believe this may have been a boiler house to provide steam heat for the main house. It's going to take some creativity to replace the missing sections of tinwork. The crown, which is called the capital, is completely missing and is being supported by a temporary structure. If you look closely, you can see a rope holding the capital together.
Now we'll turn your attention to the inside of the house. This here looks like paint peeling. This looks like water damage. We'll have to replaster those trims. The cracked plaster here could possibly be caused by structural damage. Someone applied a skim coat to the original plaster and now it's become delaminated. Here you can clearly see that the plaster did not bond to the painted surface beneath. Here is a patch to repair ceiling damage. Here's a crack in the ceiling and one of the brackets is broken. Those will have to be repaired. Here's a close-up of the broken bracket. Here you can see the plaster got wet and some of the paint is coming off. Water damage in one of the bathrooms. Several tile pieces on the floor are either missing or broken. This damage is from the leaky window. This is paint peeling from a wet wall. Here is some more water damage. Here something has been digging in the wood, but just a specific piece. A crack in the plaster. When water gets into a building, this is what happens to paint and plaster. The slightly slanted roof looks like it has a lot of patches. In the background, you can see the old standing seam roof. Now you've seen the good, bad, and ugly of this plantation house. If we get this house, there will be years of plantation restoration videos for you to watch.
Thank you for coming along on this incredible restoration journey on 1834 Restoration House.